What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We currently have 131 days, 20 hours, 30 minutes, and 33 seconds until I have to have this thing done and on the road to Oregon. Now, you'll remember in the last video, we made this list of all the big basic things we need to do to the Corvette to get it ready for the rally in October. And I've put a lot of things from this list in motion since our last video, but today we're talking about the engine. Now, just a reminder for everybody at home that maybe didn't see the first video, this is what we're working with right now. This is a 327 cubic inch small block Chevy. I think it made somewhere between 350 and 365 horsepower back in its heyday. Granted, it's 60 years old now, but this is what's in the car right now. When thinking about the engine, I went over all of my options. Option number one, I could take the small block out of it right now, rebuild it, and put it back in. Option number two, I can get something brand new. And that could be anything from another small block to an LS to an LT to a big block. There's so many different options. And if I really wanted to, I could swap some oddball engine into it. These are the kinds of things that were running through my head when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do about the engine. I'm 95% sure this is not an original engine. This is not numbers matching, nothing like that. So because of all that, I don't really feel that obligated to pull the 60-year-old motor out of the car, have it completely refreshed, and put it back in to make the same power. I decided to go ahead and spend the money and buy something brand new for the Corvette. And after shopping around for a little bit, I decided to give Blueprint Engines a call. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of Blueprint Engines before. They build short blocks, long blocks, complete engines, turnkey deals, and they do Chevy, Ford, Mopar, old stuff, new stuff, everything you can think of. They've been putting engines together for about 40 years, so they're pretty reputable. You can find their engines on Summit.com, Jegs, Speedway Motors, any of those, you can find their crate motors on there. And I happen to be lucky enough to live in Nebraska. I know it's like one of the few times that you're lucky to live here. They are actually based in Kearney, Nebraska, which is about 3 hours from me, which is pretty cool. I'm getting an engine from a Nebraska-based engine builder. Now, when I gave him a call, I talked to one of their salesmen, Andrew. I had met him before. And shout out to Andrew because he went onto the line and measured a whole bunch of stuff so I could figure out what exactly would and would not fit under the hood of this thing. So shout out to Andrew. After going over some measurements and figuring out what would and would not fit, I went ahead and put an order in for the engine. And I said, hey, Andrew, how long is that going to take to get it in? He said, 30 to 45 days is their usual turnaround time as soon as you put the order in. I said, okay, sounds good. And I was just sitting there content with knowing I'm just going to have to wait like a month and a half to get this thing. And then 10 days later, I get this email from Andrew. Hey, Fred, I know it's only been 10 days, but we had an engine roll off the line in the spec that you wanted. Would you like to have it? Here's the dyno sheet. So that was like a couple days ago. I was on a trip in Tucson, and I woke up to that email and I was like, oh my God, yes, the engine's in. So today we are going to drive to Kearney, take a little tour of the facility, pick up my engine, and you guys are going to find out exactly what I ordered for this thing. I got to leave in like 4-ish minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and load up the truck. We're going to stop in Lincoln on the way. We're going to pick up my buddy Whitty. If you guys watch 1320 video, you'll know Whitty is our photographer over there. He's one of my best friends. So we're going to pick up Whitty and then drive a couple more hours to Kearney. So let's get this frickin' day started. I am so excited. Hell yeah, let's go. Hey,
what's up? How's it going?
Good. You ready?
Hell yeah, ready to go get that engine?
We made it. We made it to Blueprint. We're gonna go find Andrew and get a grand tour, then pick up the motor. Let's go. So this is the one I'm taking home? This is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
The first four-cylinder LS-headed motor. Congrats, Fred.
Thanks, man. All right, first of all, here's Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. You've been dealing with me for the past couple.
Yeah.
So where are we going now?
So we're gonna head over here to our R&D and engineering here to kind of take a look at some of the beginning processes of starting a new engine build here.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So one thing that we also I guess we'll see here when we're walking through is we have Blueprint Engines, which is our performance division. We also have Origin Engines, and that's more of an industrial application. So when we're walking around, you might see a couple Origin engines, valve covers and engine blocks and things like that, but pretty diverse in what we do here. Have a lot of different avenues to kind of go down everything. So this is our QC quality control. This is where we do a lot of incoming inspections. We'll also do teardown inspections here. So if we ever have an engine come back from the field, we'll do a complete teardown and blow everything apart. Look at all the bearings. Like you can see Dave miking every single rod there and going through everything. So we can kind of see a couple different engines in process here. Doing some test fitting on some front assemblies. We're actually going to start making some of our own front assembly, front drive components. This is a 3D printed intake manifold. That's also another really unique thing about our company is if we have a customer that says, hey, I need this engine block, this cylinder head, but you know, an intake manifold doesn't really work with that, we can go through the whole R&D design process and make something that will actually work specific to that application.
Very nice.
There's really not a lot of companies that are willing to do that or even have the capability to do something like that. So this is our engineering department here. This is where we have our own engineering staff here. Everything on here is a 3D printed.
Oh,
yeah.
that's really cool, actually.
The block, the head, the intake manifold.
Fuel rail, I mean, everything. That's crazy.
With this 3D printing technology, it's amazing. You know, because we can do something like this. We can assemble something. We can, you know, we know if a bracket is off and we can change it.
Is this the 3D printed version of that 4-cylinder you guys built?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. You know, we've gone to so far as, you know, we're making our own intakes. Like
So this is 3D
block.
printed version right here?
Correct. So it obviously goes from paper to 3D printed to actually getting it cast. When we do 3D print the version of it, you can still mount a carburetor to it. We can still bolt that right to the engine. And there has even been some, I think it was an intake that we started the engine up and just ran it for just a little bit.
Just see if it worked?
Yeah.
Very
and
cool.
It's obviously once the heat starts getting
It's nice, gonna warp and stuff like that. But that's cool.
This is Kel as well. I wanted to make sure.
How's it going?
You guys, he's gonna follow us around here as well. Kel is actually our sales manager for Blueprint.
How's it going? I'm Fred.
Kel Bridges. I'm Scott. Nice to meet you, Kel.
If we do the scan here, you can kind of see it showing up on the screen as I scan. And see that number counting up on the screen there?
Yeah.
That's how many points of measurement I've taken so far.
Holy shit.
Up to like 500,000 almost.
You just keep going over it to get a more detailed picture.
Yep. There we go.
Holy
Don't commit any crimes tonight. We have your fingerprints on file.
Well, don't commit crimes on his behalf then tonight either.
Wow. That's wild.
They're gonna 3D print a Witty later.
Yeah. Good. I need
Lay
a
down
second
here,
one.
We'll make a new one.
Hand him my camera and be like, get to work, dude. Like Fred and I said, the only time we see any of this happen.
So this is where all the magic happens back here.
Correct.
How many engines do you guys produce a year?
So right now we are currently at 80 engines a day. And our goal is to be 100 engines a day.
Okay. And that's Ford, Chevy, Mopar, all that stuff?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yes.
What would you say you guys sell the most of?
I'd say still right now we're a small block Chevy.
Okay.
It's still going to be probably our #1 performer, but these LSs are really coming around, and we have a Gen 3 Hemi that we're coming out with as well that I think is going to be very popular too. So. But yeah, LS markets, it's definitely coming up. Big block Chevys all around, basically.
Eventually you're not going to be able to find all of these 5.3s in junkyards at some point.
And here's our solution to that.
There you go.
Yeah. We've already done that with like the small block Chevy. So these are all these blocks here are brand new castings that we machine here in-house. Got our name cast right into it there. Again, it's something that, yeah, we don't want to go to the junkyard anymore to try to source something that somebody's rebuilt 3 times. So
Right.
we're going to make that investment and start from a brand new block.
How long does it take from starting an engine build to finishing it? Is it one day?
No, I mean there's quite a few different steps and processes that they go through. I'd say we're probably in the 2-week time frame, something like that, from a bare block to a running engine. But that doesn't mean, you know, if somebody calls today, it's a 2-week build time, because we have a long existing back order log.
You told me 30 to 45 days, so when you contacted me after 10, I was like, this is rare.
Wait a minute. Yeah, no, this is a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is something that a lot of people don't really see is, you know, we go from, this is a completely raw block. There are no lifter boards.
This is straight out of casting right here.
This is straight out of casting. So there has nothing been done to this.
So the block starts like this, then goes in a machine, and you guys machine it to put everything in it, basically.
Correct. So we have several different machining lines here, and we actually just added another line over there. I think it was like a $10 million investment for this new machining line that we just added. But again, for the ability for us to be able to do this in-house is beneficial.
Oh yeah.
And so like you can see, we can walk over here and do this. Some of the first initial steps there, you can see the coolant spraying and everything. And we have, I mean, spec sheets for everything that people are going through and checking all throughout the whole process, all these blocks with pink papers in there. I mean, all that has been physically gone over multiple times before it even makes it to assembly.
So this is part of your guys' $10 million upgrade package over here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How many of these machines did you get? The new ones?
So this line has 5 units. It looks nice in there. It's too futuristic for me.
Yeah. So again, this one will have that like train track system where.
Hey, nice hat. This is where they're starting assembly. We have bare blocks over here, and then they're putting in, it's like the crank rods and pistons over here, and all the engines are hand assembled.
Correct. Yep.
They're like AMG engines.
Yeah, pretty much. Now it's not the same person doing every single step, but yeah, no, it's they're hand assembled here.
Very nice.
Again, you know that we have that paperwork going along with it, so somebody's signing off on every single process as it goes. Pretty sure that man has installed well over 1 million pistons in his life.
How long has he been here?
He's been here a long time. He's
Around 30 years.
yeah,
30 years.
and he's been in the piston part.
Isn't made up.
What's that?
That number's not made up. He's installed over 1 million.
Jesus. Salute to that guy. Hell yeah. Stupid.
Take a peek in here as well. This is, I said, that 60,000 square foot facility that we just added on, and it's basically just a parts warehouse.
But this is all new.
This is all brand new. Yeah, this was just added. Well, the warehouse just opened less than a year ago here. So
Within the next 2 years, we'll ideally be building a building that's similar in size.
Jeez. All right.
yeah,
Anyone looking for work? We're hiring.
If you want to move to Kearney, Nebraska, I know that's a tough sell. But if you want to move to Kearney, they're looking for people. Now, what's this room over here?
So this is our finished goods warehouse. This is after the engines have ran on the dyno. They're crated up.
So is my engine somewhere in here?
It is actually. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I
Oh,
think it's that one right there.
no way.
That's it right there.
Oh, that's cool.
This for Fred?
Yep.
Dang, dude. And for everyone watching your video and saying, hey, why am I still waiting on my engine with all these engines? I promise you these are all sold. We're just waiting on a semi.
I just happen to live 3 hours away, so I can just come pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good. So the people still have to wait till the end of the video till I take the lid off of it to figure out what I bought.
You get a sneak peek right there.
Yeah, you get the crate.
So all these racks and pallets that we have here, just waiting for that semi, like Kel said.
Gotcha.
Coming out the door. We can actually go see some more of the assembly and dynos right over here.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd love to see the dyno.
I like the smell in here.
You like the smell in here?
Yeah.
It's got that good engine vibe to it, doesn't it?
It's cool to see them finished over here because you got a little bit of everything. You got small block Chevy, small block Ford.
The fans we have on there to cool them down after they run it, because if you put your hand on it, you can still feel some
Oh,
heat.
these are fresh off the dyno.
These are just off the dyno.
Oh, that's the dyno. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Can I touch it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one's warm.
Fresh off the
Yeah, I
dyno.
can feel it.
Fresh off the dyno.
But yeah, you go from a big block Chevy to a small block Ford to a V6.
Waiting about
572.
That's
So,
a big block right
block
there.
Chevy 572.
This is the dyno room.
Dang.
So 351 Windsor, but bored and stroked to a 408 cubic inch.
Okay, so 408 small block Ford,
Yeah.
and it's carbureted.
Carbureted, yep. Yeah, just under 4.8. Oh, that's a torque.
Yeah, you're 457.
We're about to look at what the largest engine on the property.
Yes, yeah, so like Andrew was saying, we have a industrial side also, and we do everything from that 3.6 liter 4-cylinder up to a V12 24 liter.
Jesus.
So it was a durability cell, so we ran it for 2,000 hours probably. In fact, I hear one running right now, not this, but on our, it's probably a small block. But here's another example of when we're calibrating our own fuel injection. For cold starts, we have vehicles, we'll park them in this reefer unit to calibrate.
You're serious?
Yeah, dead serious.
How cold does it get in there?
Freezing temperatures, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's a durability cell. So anytime we're running one for durability and there's a potential of failure, we'll run it outside as a full fire suppression system. Because anything inside we have to have manned at all times. This one will run around the clock.
And that'll just run for hours and hours and hours like that.
Yeah. On the industrial side, you know, it's not cool, it's not chrome, it's not high horsepower, so everyone goes, well, why do you do that? But what's cool about that, the nice thing is everything we learn there for tier 1 OEMs is then we can then apply on the performance side.
Gotcha.
So our research and development is so much greater than your average off-the-shelf bolt-on parts.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, we got the tour. I have paid for my engine, and we are backing up, and they're going to load it up for me right now. There it is.
Sure those straps are tight enough?
It ain't going nowhere.
All right, it ain't going nowhere then.
Very much.
Absolutely.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
the tour
Thank
and
you.
everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll give you a call if I need another one.
Please do. Anybody, if anybody else in the shop needs one, let us know.
All right, shout out to the guys at Blueprint. They gave us a whole walk around the shop, showed us everything they do, all the technology, the research and development, the assembly, everything. We got it loaded up behind us, and now we're heading back to, I guess, Lincoln. We're gonna drop Whitty off, and then I'm heading home, and then you guys will find out what's in the crate.
Thanks for having me out, dude.
Yeah,
Excited. I don't know, do your fans know what the motor is yet?
No.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be cool, and it means a lot to Fred, so I was happy to be here.
Later, man.
Peace out.
And we're home. All right, we made it home. The engine didn't fall out of the truck. We're good. Now I need to figure out how exactly I'm going to get the engine out without having an engine hoist or anything like that to help, and nobody's coming over to help me unload it. I have an idea. I think it's going to work, so let's get it unloaded. All right, for my idea, I think to work, I got to move these two cars out of the way, and then we can start the unloading process. Also, if you guys are still here waiting to see what engine is in the crate, I appreciate you guys for watching this whole time. I didn't know exactly how they were going to crate up the engine at Blueprint. I didn't know if, you know, it would just be sitting there and you'd be able to see it or what, but they crated it all up nicely. I wasn't going to uncrate it at Blueprint, so I didn't mean for it to take this long, but just give me a few more minutes and you guys will see exactly what is in the crate. How's that look right there, huh? I don't know why I've never thought of using the lift as like a loading dock before, but it looks like it's gonna work pretty good. Now I just gotta kind of shimmy the engine over this little crack right here onto here and then lower it down. We should be good to go. That worked way better than I could have ever imagined. That actually opened so many ideas for me for loading things in my truck, knowing I can use this as a loading dock later. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing out of the crate so you guys can see what's in it. Here we go. And now I remember that they said that it would be in a bag, so. Oh, it's good. It is my pleasure to introduce you guys to the power plant for the Corvette project. This is my Blueprint Engines 383 stroker with Holley Sniper fuel injection. So specs on it, they call it a 383 stroker, but mathematically it works out to be about a 377-inch small block Chevy. Brand new Blueprint block, aluminum heads. Like I said, it comes with Sniper fuel injection. The horsepower, I want to talk about the horsepower real quick because when Andrew sent me the email saying, hey, we have an engine coming through the line that just got finished and it's in the spec that you wanted, and sent me the dyno sheet, I was like, what the hell? So this engine on their site is rated at about 436 horsepower, about the same torque, okay? The dyno sheet, 472 horsepower, 499 foot-pounds of torque. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be fun. Like I told you guys before, the engine in the Corvette currently had somewhere between 350 and 365 in its heyday, okay? I doubt I ever drove it with that kind of power. And this thing makes frickin' 472 and 499 torque. Holy cow. I was talking to Andrew and Kel about it when we were waiting to see that small block Ford get dynoed. I was kind of surprised with the horsepower numbers because like on your site, you guys rated at 436 horsepower and about 436 foot-pounds of torque. And they said, yeah, that's the minimum. Like that's the minimum those engines have to dyno at for them to send them out the door. I'm damn happy with those numbers. That's gonna make this thing a frickin' rocket ship. Like I said, it comes with a Holley Sniper unit up top here instead of a carburetor. With that, that's just, again, going back to the whole deal with the car is I want to make it daily drive-able. I know you can daily drive a carburetor car, but this is just modern technology. I'm just bringing more modern technology into the car than it currently has. Not a lot, just a little bit. And fuel injection as well as things. I just would like to get in the car and just turn the key and it fires up right away. Just every time, no problem. Like the car will run differently depending on elevation, humidity, all types of different factors because it's carbureted. With this thing, you put an O2 sensor in the exhaust and it reads everything and it just adjusts as it goes. So yeah, don't know what else to tell you about it. I think it's deluxe dress is what they call it. So it's got like valve covers, intake, all the spark plugs and wires, of course the Sniper unit, water pump up front. I just got to get, honestly, pulley for this, and then a pulley for the alternator that will probably go about here. And that's like the only accessories I'm going to have. It doesn't have AC, it doesn't have power steering or anything like that. So that is going to go ahead and do it for this episode, guys. I've never been that excited to spend that amount of money. Shout out to Whitty for going with me today. He took a bunch of pictures all day, so I appreciate that. Also, shout out to Andrew and Kel, who walked us all around the facility, showed us pretty much everything we could possibly want to see about Blueprint engines. If you guys are looking for an engine, you guys are looking for a reliable crate engine, look them up. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just, walking around with them, you could see how much these guys care. And they really do make a great product. This isn't like reman. This isn't an old block. This is a brand new Blueprint block. And it's been improved on since the small block Chevy. So better cooling, better oil passages, stuff like that. So it's actually more reliable. And this engine right here, if I don't touch it, okay, if I don't modify it at all, drop it just like this into the Corvette, it has a 50,000 mile warranty. 30-month, 50,000 mile warranty. That's ridiculous. And they're not like crazy expensive. They're really not. You can, anybody that is looking to do a build where you just want to drive the car and you want it reliable, look into Blueprint engines. They do Ford, Chevy, Mopar, old stuff, new stuff, all kinds of things. So look into them. I highly recommend them. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode. What did you guys think the engine would be? Are you happy with what I picked? Do you think I should have LS swapped it? I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, you should have LS swapped it. But this thing will do everything I need it to do, and it makes a god load of power. Like, before I let you guys go real quick, the 427 that you could option in the C2 Corvettes, 435 horsepower, okay? This, much smaller cubes, small block Chevy, and it makes 472 and 499 foot-pounds. This thing's gonna be so fun. I cannot wait to get this thing done. Again, update, we have 131 days, 9 hours, 27 minutes, and 5 seconds. From right now, I need to have this thing done and on the way to Oregon. So with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. There will be more episodes coming very soon. I have all kinds of parts coming in for this thing. I'm gonna show you guys all of them. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.